Sure. All obey all laws, park rules. And all they ask you to do is everybody be on good behavior. You know, it's clear you guys know that the other group's going to be here. They know that they're going to be here, and there's likely going to be some sort of an interaction. I just asked that you guys, you know, keep it an adult conversation. Yeah, and I'm going to ask them to do the same thing. We're not going to hang out here and be a safety blanket or anything. If there's problems, we'll respond. But we're not going to be here like we have in some of the other, you know, interactions that you guys have had. Yeah. Okay. Any questions for me? Absolutely. Okay. Well, it's a beautiful night. You guys are going to walk here?
We're going to head in a direction, definitely.
I don't know yet.
I don't know over there right now, so.
Okay.
One of them's got 3 bars in that.
We're going to go chat with them, same conversation. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
One of the girls got a face cover, got 3 bars.
Hey all, welcome to NeoUnrealist. That's Portland Police Department Lieutenant Wheelwright informing Joey Gibson of Patriot Prayer that the Portland Police Department is taking a new approach to the whole Patriots versus Antifa dueling demonstration thing for this event, June 30th in Portland, Oregon. The cops said that they will not be there between the groups to keep them separated as they've done in the past. They'd be in the area nearby, but they'd only come in if called or if some major civil disturbance occurred. Interesting approach. You know, maybe the Portland Police Department feels that their presence in full riot gear that creates a certain atmosphere and that them not being there may not heighten tension. Well, who knows? Anyway, in the interest of showing Lieutenant Wheelwright did what he said, let's look at him go across to where Antifa is gathering to give them the same message, and as you could expect, the reception he gets from Antifa far less congenial.
Sorry. The Portland Police walking over to the Antifa side.
Anybody we can talk about? Anybody?
I think we're all independent. Just,
okay.
You know, no one's going to talk to you, right?
Why, what's up?
No one's going to talk.
Same thing.
I don't think there's any, like, malintent.
Sergeant
No one wants to talk.
For everybody, you know, follow all rules, all laws, park rules, ordinances. You guys all know that the other group is going to be here, just like the other group knew you were going to be here. That tells me that you guys are all looking for some sort of an interaction. But that interaction is a peaceful demonstration. And I just said an interaction. Yeah, I don't know what that interaction is going to be. But I also wanted you to know we're not going to be here as a safety blanket. You guys came here for an interaction. If there's an emergency or you need our assistance, somebody calls. We're going to be back out here. We're not going to be refereeing the conversation.
No, totally.
Okay? And like I asked them, I would encourage everybody, you know, take the opportunity to have a conversation. That's what you want.
Have a conversation with neo-Nazis like the one you employ at your police force.
Okay? All right, thank you.
Like the one you, Mark Kruger. Do you want to talk about him? Or?
Hey, we like.
Can we bring Mark Kruger down?
Can we show up? Can we show up at Mark Kruger's address?
Hey, we got a request.
You mind if I ask you if you're at the same address, sir? Mr. Wheelwright, are you still living at the same address? Okay.
Yeah, just so it's clear, the guy talked to Lieutenant Wheelwright. He's not joking. Those 2 video clips of him talking to Joey Gibson and then over at Antifa, they were both taken by a channel called Oregon Cop Block. Apparently, they like to dox members of the police and show up to their houses. Nice bunch of guys. Anyway, that's not germane to this video. It's been established that the police are not going to referee, as the lieutenant put it. So what seems to have happened is that Patriot Prayer and their allies, like the Proud Boys, they did a short march through the nearby streets. They wound up back at the Waterfront Park. Antifa trailed the march. They were heckling, banging on buckets as improvised drums, chanting the usual lame Antifa chants. Nothing major. It's when both groups wound up back at the park, and without the police there, they got all intermingled, and there were some people who tried to talk. Understand that when you talk to Antifa, it's just a lot of you're a Nazi, you're a white supremacist, you're anti-gay. It doesn't matter what you say. They just randomly shout that stuff. It's like they have Tourette syndrome. Now, as sure as the sun rises, though, if you let Antifa stand near you long enough, they're going to do something stupid. So what set off the brawling was when Antifa took a U.S. flag from someone and tried to burn it. Let's watch that incident unedited, and then I'll break it down after.
Fuck you. Beat your ass, Tiny. Get back, Tiny. Punk. Get the fuck back, little bitch. Get the fuck back. What's up, Tiny? Get the fuck back. I don't care. Let's give a fuck. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Stay together! Stay tight! Stay together! Stay tight!
You should have left it on the stick.
Burn the flag! Burn the flag! Burn the flag! Burn the flag!
Who's it?
Okay, so what you saw was, as Antifa gathered around the flag to burn it, some little guy dressed up like Base Stickman, let's call him Mini Stickman, he sprints and snatches the flag back from the Antifa people, and he runs away with it to secure it from them. Meanwhile, scuffles break out back around the fountain area, and at first glance, it all just looked like random chaos. And you might be surprised to learn, though, that I spotted a method at work in all that madness. The Patriot Prayer guys, they must train for this kind of stuff, because it's really impressive how they work this to keep things from getting out of hand.
Hey, John! Hey, they're burning our flag! Fuck you! Fuck you! Don't give them what they want.
You know, right there, as you will have at any demonstration, you're going to get some randoms who, they just aren't part of any group, or they're hotheads or whatever. They're going to get into screaming matches with Antifa, and that will at best lead nowhere, or at worst set off a major brawl. The bigger and more restrained core of Patriot Prayer, they'll spot the potential trouble, and they'll surge forward, get the attention of the Antifa people away from the potential troublemaker. Then others will fill in behind and try to calm down or pull back the problem people. And then when the situation behind the front line is cleared up, one of the Patriot Prayer people will give the signal to back up, and the frontliners usher their group back to their starting positions, to walk away from the confrontation and de-escalate. And you'll see it happen again and again, which shows me that this is planning and preparation. Watch it happen again when more scuffles break out while they're doing their orderly withdrawal.
Get the fuck out! Watch his hands! Watch his hands!
Run, girlies, run!
That's textbook right there. The big guy in the black vest and the yellow-green t-shirt, I think they call him Tiny. He knows he draws a lot of attention, but he isn't there to fight. He more or less controls the line until the guy behind him, in this case Joey Gibson himself, gives him the word to hold people back. And when they say they're stopping their group, they let Antifa retreat. And as you saw there, people were choking and gagging because some Antifa guy who disguised himself as a photographer was actually sneakily spraying mace and pepper spray into the air. Also note that the guys behind the front were pointing out when Antifa punk pulled out a collapsible telescoping baton. They made sure their guy Tiny in front noted the weapon in his hand so he couldn't get ambushed and hit in the head when he wasn't looking. These guys are working together for sure.
Ignore the flag, ignore the flag. Hey, let's go! Get our people back!
You better back the fuck down, motherfucker! Get off his ass! Beat your shit! Get up! Hey, get off! Get up! You don't know I can do that! Hey! Knock it off! Get him the fuck out of here! Get out of here!
They're beating our people!
So that was when Antifa was doing the flag burning that you saw earlier. What Joey Gibson, and I don't know his name so I'll just keep calling him Tiny, they keep going to where the trouble is. Now they form a line to shield whoever it is fighting or down on the ground. Notice when the Antifa dude is down on the ground and under their control, they don't kick the shit out of him. Eventually they just pick him up and throw him back to the Antifa mob once they're done with him. And when all their people seem to be safe, they will pull back again. Like I said, it's got to be training and practice because it happens the same way every time. And by the way, great camera work by Leo Stratton in the middle of that whole mess. This is his footage. Check the link down in the description if you want to check out his channel, see this stuff without me yammering over it. I mean, mostly it's just Antifa getting their asses handed to them by a bunch of guys who aren't really there to fight. Even when they do have the upper hand, I mean, look at this Antifa guy getting punch after punch after punch landed on him by some rando. The Patriots stopped the guy from hurting the Antifa guy, and they just let him go. So once again, Antifa, BTFO. The June 30th demonstration win in Portland goes to the Patriots side. That's all for this NeoUnrealist. Do me a favor and hit the like button on this video. Let YouTube know that other people should see this. Leave a comment below, especially if you have any insight into the Patriots side crowd control and safety procedures. Hit the subscribe button to keep track of when I publish new videos, and see you next time.
Right there! Right there! Hang it on my wall! My collective wall!